If you have ever had a flat tire on your mountain bike, you should seriously consider watching the rest of this video. I love seeing little innovations that happen in the bike industry, and we've got our hands on one right now. It's been out for a little while now, and we're going to test the heck out of it today. Basically, it's a replacement for this stuff. So if you don't already have this in your pack, you probably should. I've been carrying around this exact stuff in my pack for a long time. These are bacon strips.
We got all those bacon strips.
And the little bacon plugger tool thingy. If you get a hole in your tire that is too big for the sealant to seal up, which happens pretty often, or your sealant happens to have been dried out because it's not fresh and you get a hole, these things really come in handy. I also carry this Park Tool TB2 emergency tire boot.
Das Boot.
If I get like a massive slash in the sidewall of a tire or anywhere on the tire. I haven't used one of these in a really long time because tires are just really good and reliable these days, but another good thing to keep in your pack because it's super slim. Anyways, these bacon strips were kind of adapted to bicycle tires from larger versions of this stuff that were made for motorcycle and car tires. Stan's NoTubes, a bunch of crazy engine nerds over there, made this thing, and it's specifically made for sealing tubeless bicycle tires. And why this thing is so unique, it's actually a number of things that make it really cool, but what's interesting about it is that kind of ease of use is a big factor in terms of just poking this thing in and being able to sort of be on your way. But this little fabric-y cloth-like thing right here has a chemical reaction with a latex-based sealant. So all Stan sealants are latex-based, and a lot of popular brands use a latex-based sealant. This reacts with the latex, and it sort of forms a chemical bond to actually seal that hole.
Yes, science!
So it's a totally different idea. You don't need to trim it. It should be used for larger holes that your sealant can't seal.
That's what she said.
But it's just an amazing idea. It's super lightweight. The amount of thought and detail they put into this little tool is incredible. And it's 25 bucks, and 25 bucks gets you the tool and 2 darts, and then you can buy a refill pack for 20 bucks. We sell the tools and the refill packs with free shipping, so keep that in mind. This is an awesome tool that's gonna be replacing all of my annoying
Bacon strips
in my pack. And yeah, now let me go show you how this thing actually works and see if it works better than
bacon strip.
back to back. Safety first.
Oh crap!
So bacon strip or dart tool is made to use for a larger slash than your sealant can seal. So let's put a nice slash in this. In my experience, I typically will get ones from rocks that end up somewhere around here, and then also occasionally on the sidewall if I pinch a thing real bad. So let's slice this sucker open. Pretty good size. So dart tool, take off my clear cap, poke that sucker in there at a perpendicular angle. Still got a little sealant coming through. Pretty much just what a
Bacon strip
does. So you can see the sealant kind of pokes out through the middle there, but then it's supposed to have that chemical reaction. That's a huge gash. That's pretty impressive that that sealed up that well. Cool thing too is this is supposed to just kind of wear off. You don't need to trim it. It just kind of fades away after you ride it a little while. So now to show you the same thing with
bacon strips.
one of my biggest gripes with,
Bacon strips.
I don't know why, but there's just such inconsistency. A lot of times you open them and they're just a complete pain in the arse to pull apart. So if you're not used to using
Bacon strips.
now you can see how fun they are. So now we've got the
Bacon strips.
I'm gonna load it. Also not an easy task. Okay. Successful
Bacon strip.
load. Do a full blade again. So, one issue with
Bacon strips.
this is kind of hard material that you often need to cut later. And they definitely have trouble sealing holes that big.
That's what she said.
Typically when I use
Bacon strips.
just on a slice smaller than that. But sealant should seal it up if we give it some time. So, DART tool, you can actually double stack them if you had a hole way bigger than that. This one's seemingly sealed up just fine. We're gonna go ride this thing later to just see what happens after we put some miles on this tire. But you can double stack these things if you need to. This thing just pulls off over here. You thread this one off and now you have another one ready, so we're gonna cut a hole in the sidewall now. Going nice and perpendicular. Might want to lean that over to get some sealant on it. Sealant on it. Broke the camera. There we go. She's holding up. Where'd it go? Look at that. Pretty cool. Shit works good. I have zero faith in the
Bacon strips.
for a gash that big in the sidewall. But we will see.
Bacon strips.
Sidewall test. So yank another one of these things out. Yeah, I've spent plenty of time dealing with annoying
Bacon.
just like this on the side of the trail. And I can tell you already, I love this stance tool and I'm never gonna use
Bacon strips.
again. Seems just like a better product already, and we still haven't even got too far into it. I'm stoked when bike brands come out with products that are better. Make everyone's life better. Okay.
Bacon strips.
Loaded. Do a sidewall cut. I have zero faith in this
Bacon strip.
on this sidewall. Typically, if I had a cut that big on a sidewall, I'd use one of those Park Tool emergency tire boots. Getting there. Get some sealing on that. Works.
Bacon strips.
Which have always worked. It's not like they didn't work. They're just kind of a pain to use and they don't work all that well. So that's kind of where Stan's really wanted to make something better, to just make a better tool to kind of solve this headache. So let's give some of these a little time for the sealant to dry up on there. This is usually when you kind of hang out on the trail and let the sealant do its thing for a little bit and dry for, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes or so before you put some more air back in it and go about your ride. So we'll give it a little time to dry, put a little more air in it, and we'll go put a bunch of miles on this tire and see how that goes after we put some miles on it.
20 minutes later.
Everyone want to have dope ass videos, but no one want to put in the work.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh God.
Took pictures and took some video, and you're like, yeah.
2 hours later.
Oh, give it a little bit for the sealant to dry and then hopefully we can go ride her.
2,000 years later.
Turns out we can't really finish this experiment just yet because the
Bacon strip.
will not seal the 9mm gash in the sidewall. The DART's working fine on the 9mm gash in the sidewall, but bacon strips aren't. So we're just gonna put some Park Tool tire boot in there, and move on with our lives.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
All right, so Jeff has passed this off to me since you could see he wasn't able to get it to seal. Then he passed it off to me. I also couldn't get it to seal. The
Bacon strips.
that is, I ended up taking
Bacon strip.
out to put stand starts in, and sidewalls are kind of holding. This one's a little gooey, but this main
Bacon strip.
one right here, I could not get it to seal. I did like a lap around the parking lot, but it was not really working out. So as you can tell, stand starts, killer, they work. We tried pretty much every way we could to get this tire to seal.
Bacon strip.
Darts, letting it sit for 2 weeks, we just couldn't really get it. So yeah, as you guys can tell, the stand darts do what they claim to do, and they work really well.
What's wrong with me?
So let us know in the comments, do you guys run tubeless repair kits? And if so, maybe you should rethink which ones you are using, because I didn't use stand starts before, and I'm definitely going to use stand starts now, and that's not a complete sales pitch. That's just I'm not getting stranded anymore. So stand starts it is. Let us know which ones you're using. See you in the next one.